Okay, let's look at some of the stuff you guys did last week, and yeah, and 31 of you already turned in the project, and yeah, I think you all did pretty good. So you're getting the hangs of Illustrator, right? Some even in colors. So if you have did like extra effort in your work, I'll give you bonus points. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that came out perfectly. So this from Patent Angel. Okay. So I think you all did a pretty good job starting to, get used to using this tool. Okay. And this one from Abdul hand. Okay. Sorry for the pronunciation. Okay. So this is more of like a uh, in different colors. Okay. So this is just, a good exercise for you guys to practice to, get uh, into, to duplicate stuff and then to change the image into vector file and use it accordingly. And yeah, so I think most of you, yeah, are doing a pretty good job. And yeah, like this color thing that's going on over here from Sarah. Yeah, let's take a look. Okay, a little bit crooked, but you get the idea. Okay, maybe a little more practice on the curves. And let's take a look at that blue one from Yinling. Okay, so it's just a plain blue type of a form. Yeah, so I don't want to go through every one of these because there's like 30 some of you who's turned in. So make sure to like turn in all your projects, okay, before the end of the semester, so in which I could grade you, okay. So all of these will be, based on your performance and what you turn in, okay. So let's start with today's project. Today's project will be a little bit difficult, okay, but since you have a hang of the Mandela we did last week, so I don't think you will have a big problem handling it, but you still need the practice. Okay, this is a little bit complicated, but yeah, hang there. So first, I want to open up an artboard, right? Like always, but this time I want to like place a image file. Okay, for example, I have over here a pen. Okay, a ink pen, such as this one. Okay, it looks complicated. Okay, so actually you have to diagnose like what's involved with this pen. Okay, but first of all, like if I was to trace this pen, okay, there are a couple of ways you can do it. Of course, the lazy way is to just go to image trace and then try to uh, high fidelity photo. You could click on that and see what's going on. Okay, of course, this is the lazy way, but the problem with this method is that you're getting large capacity file. Okay, big size. So you don't really want to work with this big size when you're dealing with like anchor points and it's hard to edit. Okay, so I have my over here a 5-year-old computer going on. Yeah, I think it's completed and it did a pretty good job. Okay, so that's uh, a transferred vector file, vector image. Okay, but there's some problem with it. It's like too much like beats and bits and pieces going on. So you would have like probably thousands, maybe millions of anchor points. For example, if I click like Control or Command A, you can see that it's given a a whole bunch of stuff going on. You wouldn't know what to edit. You need to like put in the logo or like do some editing with it. Okay, so that's if you just like need to transfer the image into a. Let me get a drink first. Got something stuck in my throat. So okay. So this is a pretty, but this method depends on the performance of your computer. Maybe you need a good graphics card to do the transfer. Of course, I could after you did the transfer, you could always like, for example, over here I have a white background. I could always use the direct selection tool, click on the background, delete it to get rid of the background. But the problem is there are like bits and pieces. Like for example, if I zoom in at it, you can see that there are like a couple of dots going on. You think they're white, but actually they might not be like white color. There would be like varieties of like gray to white-ish shadings. So it's actually hard to work with unless this is the only unless you're not doing any editing. So then it's like good to use if you're like just going to print it on a large printer, maybe. Yeah, for example, the shadow, it's not really working because it's actually like you can tell there are layers and pieces going on. So this is not a friendly object to work with. So let's go back to that image again. So Command Z to the, now before it was like switch into a vector format. Okay, you need some calculation, so give it away. See, that's why it's like not workable, because it's actually eating up your RAM, the power of your computer. Okay, so I'm back with this image again. Oh, okay, I sort of deleted. So hold on a minute. Let me like just make it easy. Okay, this is a bitmap image again. Okay, just to be sure, you want to zoom in at it to see the pixelated image, right? Yeah, so that's an image. So what do we do? Like if we're like dealing with like different, if we want to transfer this into a vector file, of course we could like use that method that we just used, but yeah, let me try something else. Okay, let's do the correct way. Okay. Oops. Let me just. Sorry. Let me stop this and let me get a clean one. Okay. Let me import that image inside our canvas again. Right there. I'm gonna like size it down a little bit. Okay. Oops, it's not really moving. Let me take a look. What's wrong? Yeah. Okay. So scale that down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I want to trace it. So how do we start? Okay, because like the pen is sort of slanted. I want to try to sort of like the Mandela practice. I want to straighten this pen up so it's so it's easier to trace. Okay, first we want to start from the base colors. Okay, so go to maybe a layer section. So you want your layers on. Yeah, it's on right there. And I want to make another layer and then put the layer 2 underneath that layer 1. Okay. And then I want to probably bring that opacity. I want to lock that layer. Okay. And you could start doing the tracing. Okay. So I probably want to like go down to that layer 2 and start your work. Use the pen tool and start always start with a silhouette. Okay. But make sure to find the end, the end of one piece. Okay. For example, over here, I want to trace that body part of that pen. Okay. After you do this, okay, there are actually a lot of gradients going on with that pen body. Okay. So let's go to, you probably want the eyedrop tool to find a middle tone of that pen. Okay. You want to use the eyedrop tool to, to get the colors off that base and do some gradients. Okay. But actually, as for now, you can't really see it because it's like pretty much in the way. So I would probably like go to that image again and copy one, put it right beside it. Okay. And for this one, I mean, for the one on top, the one you want to trace, you want to probably bring down the opacity. Okay. I want to go to, let's go to gradient and then transparency, bring down opacity to probably maybe 30%. Yeah, 30% probably do. Okay. So lock that layer and then go to a lower layer, go to your object. And then you want to take a look at all the opacity that's going on. Okay. So first, I probably like go to gradient again. Okay. Have your gradient palette out and click on the gradient. Okay. Of course, the default would be from white to black. Okay. So you want to click on that white and then use the the color picker. Go to that edge. Okay. To select from your reference. Okay. And because it's sort of like there's like a short amount of like gradient going, you want to start from one gradient to the other just on the base. So all these lines in the middle, forget all these. Okay. Let's start just from the base. So as for now, I see like a darker edge and maybe turn into a brighter color and then maybe to a grayish type of color, right? So I would have 3 to start with. The second one is like a more brighter gray. So I would want this to be, of course, you could just use the color picker, okay, to select on that white area and go toward the end. Okay, use that color picker again to select on that. Oops, it's not working. Okay. Yeah, on that area right there. So you have the base. Okay, you can turn off that image to give it a look, or rather, you could just like, because I duplicate that image, so you could send this actually to another layer. Okay. So there's like actually 3 layers going on. One to trace the form, one to pick out the colors, and one to do your work. Okay, do your project. Okay, so that's we could turn off the second one to see how the gradient works. There's a little bit dark toward the end, so we could add another circle probably right there, and then use the color picker again to select on that dark gradient. Okay, so make it so that it matches the the gradient. Of course, you could like tune in on that dot on the gradient to give it a sharper edge. Okay, if it's not dark enough, click on it and then try to pick on it again to see if you could get the dark area. Okay, it's not really working. So yeah, so that's probably the base. You can tell there's like a gradient base and then a kind of bright. It's hard to see on a projector. So probably if you're using like Google Meet, I have it also on Google Meet, you could probably see clearer because we have actually a bright room. We can't really tell there's no contrast for the projecting. So it's kind to tell. It's hard to tell. Okay, so that's the base for the pen. Okay, so now I want to trace probably you have to determine what's the second layer. Okay, so as you look at the pen, okay, there are like actually a white highlight underneath that black line, right? So I would work the white area, okay, for my second layer. Okay, so let's turn on that pen back again. Okay, I could tell by the form that there's a white line going through. So let's go back to our work again. I want to trace a square right there. Okay, and make that white. Oops, did something wrong. I want this on. Okay, yeah. I want to like turn this into a whitish type of a color. Turn that layer off. And then you want to use gradient again, okay? So this time you want to probably use the gradient tool again, but take all these out. Start with the left one, go to that source image, okay? Click on that using the color picker and go to the one at the end, use color picker again to select, oh, okay, not selected, color picker. Oops. Okay, it's not. Okay, color picker to select on that specific color. Okay. Okay. Oops, I did something wrong. So the whole thing is gone actually. Let me start from. Let me start over again. Okay. Let's start from that white. Okay. And then go to gradient and color picker. Go to the edge. Okay. And then on the right side, and then you want to select the colors on toward the end. Okay, so that's probably what we want. But we have like a sharper edge toward the white, so let's probably do that to look more like our reference image. Okay, so I have this white overlay, okay, which is also a gradient, and it serves as a highlight for that metal piece. Okay, so the next stuff to do is to trace on the black reflect image. Okay, so let's turn that second image on again. Use our just the rectangular tool to trace out that reflection, and use the eyedrop tool to get that reflection color right into your shape. Okay, and then same with the left one. Okay, you want to trace that. Okay, that image, and then use the eyedropper tool and click on that image to have your reference. Okay, so as for now, you could like turn all your reference images off to see how, how your image turned out. So I think that is yeah, it worked out pretty nice. Of course, you could like tweak it. So in case that you think your colors are not you need more contrast, you could always, like darken part of the edges up to give it more contrast. Okay, so your pen will bend to the back end. Same with the edge right here. I could probably bring this color up just a little bit. Use this one, probably, yeah, something like that. Okay, so it's actually, you have like most of the layers, uh, reflex and highlights into your structure. Okay, so you do piece by piece actually. So you have to look like what's your next structure. Probably, I would start with there's actually a ring. This one, all right, I mean the one on top, this gold rim over here. Yeah, you could start with that, or actually, if it's me, I would do the base. So that because you have actually the source materials for the base, you just need a new structure. So I would leave that rim toward the end because it's actually a different color. So I would like probably use the pen tool to trace uh, the structure underneath. Yeah, it doesn't matter if your structure overlaps because you're actually putting something. You're putting the gold rim like on top of it, so you'll cover that up. Okay, so I have my second structure. Okay, so I could use the eyedrop tool, go to that base layer again. Yeah, use that color for reference because like we could. Oh, sorry, I have to like turn that off. Use the ones you've done as a reference, and a little bit tweaking on the edge. Okay, I want to bring more edge to that dark color toward the edge, and so with that, you know, yeah, some tweaking, and you're good to go. Okay, and then we need that highlight. So go to our reference image again. You can see that highlight going on the second layer, and yeah, so we could form a sort of like a square type of a shape, and turn the reference images off. Use eyedrop tool to get the highlight from our reference. What we just done. And the third one, the black colors, you could like turn everything on again to use the pen tool to trace. I'm actually doing this pretty quick, so it won't be really precise and accurate. But these are just the method in which you could like trace images. Okay, so I have that first piece. You want to turn everything off. Eyedrop tool. Go to that black piece up on top, and turn your stuff on and trace that spot down below. Okay. Yeah, it's okay if you overlap everything. You just want to get things to work correctly. Okay, turn everything off again to see you can zoom out to see the outcome of uh, your traced image to see if it works. Yeah, it looks okay to me. Not great, but it's a something you could do. And yeah, so that's the body part of that reflection, that material. And for now, I probably need the rim. Okay, I'm working on the rim, so I would use the pen tool again. You want to zoom in at it, lock everything on top to get that rim shape. Okay, so want to click on it and then probably click and drag to try to bring that rim shape into your image. Okay, I'm actually working pretty fast, so that's the rim shape. Okay, you could turn everything off. The reference image is off. So that serves as a base for the rim, right? And yeah, we could continue, right? See what's needed for the base. So if I could turn like my project off to see like the structure, to study the structure of the rim. Okay, so there are a couple of pieces. The first piece on top, and then there's this, you know, the second piece, the lower piece, which has a line going through, and there are like a couple of reflections going on. Just work piece by piece. Okay, you work with the big pieces first, and then move up to the small pieces. Okay, of course there are like a multiple stuff going on in the middle, which you need some time to work on. Okay, so yeah, piece by piece, we try to you know find our way. So we go to our project again, go to this black piece that I just made out, use the eyedropper tool, try to find a middle tone, okay, for that riff, which would be probably the one in the middle, this color right there. Okay, so I have actually a mid-tone color for that piece. I turn everything off. Okay, oh oops. That will serve as my, the middle tone for that piece, for that riff. Okay, then you want to start with the gradients again. Okay, so you want to go back and to that, rather this one. You want to use that color as, oops, as uh, the as your gradient, and you want to, so that would be probably in the middle because we use eyedropper tool, and then want to add another color, and then color picker again to get that brighter edge. Okay. Of course, there are like varieties of gradient color going on. You could like go, you could actually like add a lot of like colors into your gradient, but let's just make things simple for now, because it'll take a lot of time to to introduce the method. So yeah, let's okay, click on that piece again, and then click on that color, use the color picker, and let's get that color on the edge. Okay, so it's really like showing actual gradient on the body part of the of our project, right? So you want to start getting the bits and pieces, okay, in order to like uh, complete uh, this image. Okay, so let's take a look at all the pieces again. Okay, let's start with the highlight. There's a highlight over here, a brighter highlight, more of like a white shading. Let's go to this area. Let's trace that highlight. Okay, escape. Okay. So use the direct selection tool to try to figure out the form of the highlight. And let's just give it a whitish type of color to start with. Okay, turn everything off. Yeah, you see the highlight, right? Yeah, so you go piece by piece to form your pen, right? So once you zoom out at it, yes, it's starting to form. Okay. So this method, it's like a way to make trace pixelated image into vector type of a drawing. Okay, it has its own style. Okay, rather than just transfer it, using the uh, image trace method. Okay, so yeah, so this is like what I want you to work with today. Like you could start working with this. Just leave out the cap. Just trace the pen. Okay, you'll probably have like difficulty like with these like lines that's overlapping, but yeah, give it a try. Okay, so just leave out the cap. It's a little bit complicated, so just trace the pen. Okay. Of course, there are some other reflections, sort of such as this one. You don't necessarily have to do this, but yeah, it's there if you want to give a challenge. Of course, there are some like wordings and designs on the on the pen tip, but yeah, if you could do that, that's a good practice. But if not, you think it's too difficult, just leave it out. It doesn't matter. Okay. So I want you to just trace this pen. Okay, and leave the cap out. I'll do the same as we like as we begin our project. So yeah, that would be it for now. I'll continue with the pen, but you could also like start with the project. So I'll go up to our classroom and add a new practice of the day. It's a little bit difficult, but you know, I as well will practice this task. Okay, this would be say here, practice on here. Okay, this is actually from last. Okay, this one I think guys are different. Yeah, 8, 9. Yeah, also 9. Okay, and I'm gonna upload that pen. If you have any problem like tracing the pen, like if I'm not clear, you could come and ask me, and so you could begin. Okay, so I have this new project set up. Okay, project 9, not find the image. Actually, just duplicate the same image. Duplicate and to a vector format. Okay, just leave out the cap. Okay, so you could begin with the our task for today. This will be pretty difficult, so do it, slowly with patience. Without the cap. Okay, I'm gonna say this in Chinese. Okay，好，今天的这个 作业比较难一点哦。这个是要用，就把这张图哦，就是用向量的方式把它给描绘出来啊、描绘起来。可是不用画笔盖，笔盖有点太复杂了，就笔杆就好了哦。然后当然上面有很多比较细的这种设计哦，可以画或者可以不画啊、然后用一层一层的方式把这个笔给用向量方式描绘出来啊。刚才我有在示范，那有问题的话可以问我。Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to come ask me. I'll do the same quietly, just to show a demonstration. You can follow along, or see how you can achieve the likeness of the pen. Okay, what's that? Submit and some PDF. Yeah, PDF. Yeah. Please turn in with a PDF format. Okay, like always. So it's going to be a little bit difficult. Okay, you'll have problems, but yeah, we'll see how to fix your problem. Make sure to go like piece by piece. Find a middle tone first, and then fill up your layers. Does not have to be like the exact same. It's just a likeness of our object. Okay. For these like intersecting lines, okay, you could use the line tool, okay, or just you stroke to to curve these lines, okay, instead of bits and pieces all together. Yeah. Turn everything off to see like how you're doing. See, now we're getting somewhere. We're getting the lightness of the pen, right? So look for a middle tone for for your whole structure and start building things up. Okay, it's it's not as hard as you think, but you need time. Okay, this practice, yeah, this practice will probably be the most difficult one of all our projects. Like the ones like later on won't be, you won't take like so much time. This one will take the most time. So you need a little patience, okay? Yeah, after this semester, you guys will be like Adobe Illustrator experts. You could draw this, you could draw anything. Okay.
You draw this pattern at here, the draw inside.
Yeah.
I know how can I remove this from this layer because it's in there.
Okay. Yeah, you take the place.
Okay.
Beat this piece right there. You wanna
And the sell it in different.
Okay. Sure.
It's
Okay, that's the image.
Yeah, the thing is.
Figure out. So, that's the piece of purpose, right? Just lock everything else. And then, that's like this. Oops. Well, that's it. That's one.
So because you love this part.
Nope. Probably because I locked this one. Lock that. But that's. To give it up. Oops. Slow down. So this thing could be.
I don't know.
Okay, let me this simple way, okay?
Oh, okay.
Just on everything. So look at that piece, right? Double click that. So let's do that again. And then Control X to cut it. And then exit to your layer and Control F to paste it from. Okay, now it's two pieces.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so much.
Yep. Sliders. Yeah. You could use make things simple. Actually, like have like shows all like which probably black cloth. Okay, here you try to like Half, black and gray. Other, blue, white or black. So it gives them, it gives them. Yes. And the floor, drops, hello. And or a same tube light. Here. Right. So we would have to go help. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Just do something. Yeah, I think some of you are having trouble like drawing the stroke. Okay, I'll do the strokes for just for demonstration. The simpler way to do the strokes, okay? Oh, my escape key is not working. Why is that? Yeah, for those of you like having trouble with the grid, just like a demonstration. Like first you wanna like make your grid into like a net, and you want to make probably two grids. Okay, one lighter color, and then one darker color for the shadow. Okay, so you want to overlap these two grids. Okay, the brighter one and the darker one. Okay, overlap each other, and sort of like try to like see how move the grid to see like the how the how it shows as a like sort of like carved in sort of design. Yeah, you really have to fix and give it a try. And if you look like far from a distance, it seems that the lines are carved in. So if you zoom in carefully, it's actually pretty simple. Just a brighter grid overlaying on top of a darker grid. Okay, if that grid is not emphasized enough, probably use a darker color. Okay, and you could get that carving into that pen, which looks pretty nice from the distance. Okay, I think this will probably do. Okay, if I have the image out on the side, it looks similar, not exact the same, but it has this representation of that texture. So if you study the image on the left side, the pixelated image, you can tell that there's like a bevel, okay, on each square, okay, on the lower part because each square is popping out. it has like sort of like a shadow on the edge. So you probably want the darker part to be on top, and then the brighter part, because it's actually showing the reflection of the light on the side, on the top side of the next square, right? So the bright side will be down on the bottom, and the darker part will be up on top. Okay, of course you could do like a specific like detailed adjustments, but in this case, we're doing a practice. We just like ourselves to be represented uh, somehow correctly. So this I think this would do. Okay, so depending on the the amount of detail you give in, but I think just by using the grid, the net grid, I think it's good enough. Try to keep your designs simple and editable. Okay. Use as less as anchor points as possible. Actually, you trace a grid by using the pen tool. One, one this way from upper left to lower right, all the way down, and then across the other, other section. There are actually like two grids.
Two grids.
Yeah, one lighter grid. Yeah, one, just a light gray. The structure is actually pretty simple. And then duplicate it. Just copy it, and then put it on top of this brighter grid. You have this darker grid, right? Right. And then you zoom at it. Yeah, just to make a shadow, right? But you look from a distance, it looks similar to your reference.
Yeah.
So all you do is just trace the grid, and then have a brighter color and have a darker color of the same grid. You copy it, place it on top, and then offset it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So and it'll like visually it'll appear to be like squares popping out.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
if
same
you look
with
from a
this, right?
distance. Yeah, same with
We
the
should write these letters.
yeah, no, not necessary.
So just like
Do what you can, just just the emblems, or just the lines. Try to show the lines. That's good enough. Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Do what you can. Yeah.
Okay.
But I could have not beat it. My I'm pointing for it. Then I have to post a version that I made like 2 one with scan. Fine, not as better. Because like we're gonna make the game that's right and I was like this that's perfect for 4 years. No. Like, I need to pay quiz. I have to pay back. Yeah. Yeah. So I have I don't watch it. I was like it's super like smell it's like sugar and like academy time. Yeah, I'm like I'm gonna be 8 years old when I have like white ears. Every and people be but still needed to do that like we're upsetting. It came here like as soon as we changed our house. I never see this. My gosh, she always like when I see her. Oh, I feel like so bad. Yeah, I don't want to. Okay. So we can have the conventions like this. I write your website. Because we had 2 weeks left, 2 weeks later, you have to have the poster, website.
So you're doing you have the that you want to ask. That happens. Yeah, that's about it for today. Okay, you could finish up like a couple of minutes. This will probably be the most time-consuming task of this whole semester. Okay, this one, the ones after these, the lessons after these, this session won't be as hard. Will be a little bit complicated, but not as hard, not as time-consuming. Right, this will take the most time. You need patience and yeah, patience is a good value. So be patient. Okay, try to look each section piece by piece, determine which are the pieces and which you want to give it a gradient color and which are the highlights, which are the midtones, and which are the reflections, the dark area. Give your art the right contrast, and you'll be good. Okay, so lay these out piece by piece. You see, I just did this in what 20 minutes. It's looking similar. So I don't think you'll have any problem since you can do the mandala and the other stuff. Okay, just be patient. Determine how your object work. What goes in front, what goes in back, which are the gradients. You'll be all good. Okay, so it seems hard, but it's actually what you know already. Okay, I'll see you guys next week, and bye.
I agree too, but I don't, we can see. I got it. I was in the shop. I was even mad at her, I asked her.